All right.
Right.
So, good afternoon again, Andrea. It's great to be with you. As you know, we're here to talk about the fact that you are being honored as our Prison Society Volunteer of the Year for 2023. So let me say first off, congratulations, but let me invite you to maybe introduce yourself, your name, a little bit of your background with the society, or anything else you want to say in terms of just self-introduction.
Okay, well, Andrea Stripen, middle-aged, coming from Germany originally, moved to the States in '95, have a background in social work, was in the mental health field back in Germany, and then moved here to Philly, to Athens, Georgia, and back to Philly.
Maybe, the next question we had is a little bit about what the work here means to you, but maybe you could say just briefly what the work is for you.
Well, as a volunteer, I went in and visited folks that had like issues, that family members reached out, or incarcerated people themselves reached out.
Yeah.
And then, we were going in and advocate for whatever the issues are. And they, as you know, are all over the place. Could be anything from not getting a magazine subscription to somebody being sexually assaulted by a correction officer. It's the whole bandwidth. And when the pandemic hit and we all shut down, nothing was going on for quite some time. And you may remember that we were pretty much the only folks who could go in to visit people, and thanks to the Prison Society had early access to vaccines too. And so we just were drowned in family requests, and had at the same time also lost our volunteer base, a lot of them. And so in the last 2 years, I think that's what we really did, is train a new, pretty robust volunteer base, and also went on, I personally went on quite a few visits to.
If you had to give a rough guess in the last year or the last 2 years, however you want to quantify it, how many visits do you think you've done yourself?
I think I'm closing in on somewhere between 220 and 250.
Looking back over 5 years of that work, what is the experience so far volunteering meant to you? What do you like?
What it meant to me, or what it means to me, is, well, first of all, it means that it's extremely important to me that I'm able to support people and, make however small the difference may be, but that I was able to do that, and to also to relate to folks that I visit, that even though I might not always be able to do what they would like for me to do, but I care. And I also care, and I read this somewhere, I care for things to change.
Yeah.
And that's actually really what keeps me going.
Yeah.
That I care that things are changing, however slow that may go.
What's something you think that people should know about Prison Society and our work?
The first thing that I actually always tell people, and I know it's a repetition, but I think it's amazing that anybody, regardless of their skin color, regardless of their educational background, regardless from where they're coming from, which country they're from, can go and volunteer and be a monitor and be an advocate. And, that access is otherwise not possible anywhere else in the country. You either have to be an attorney or an educator, pretty much, to even get a glimpse on what's going on the inside. But we actually, anybody really from the community can do this work. And that's amazing to me. My work at the Prison Societies expanded my knowledge about the field, about the local organizations that I sometimes interact with. I've gained really, really broad perspective on what's going on in the city and beyond in the state.